It's a hassle to make team announcements on one app, assign tasks on another, and chat with coworkers on yet another. Communication should be simple and organized, and it's even better when everything is all in one place. And the best platform for this effective communication is Slack. Slack provides a central hub for teams to brainstorm, communicate, and collaborate easily. Plus, with tons of integrations with other business tools, Slack lets you customize functionality just the way you want. So in today's video, we'll guide you through using Slack, covering its core features and explaining why it's the top choice for anyone wanting to enhance their team's productivity and communication. To get started with Slack, just head over to their website and sign up. Once you've registered, you'll be guided through setting up a workspace for your team. Add your team or organization's name, share a few essential details, make some quick adjustments, and you're good to go. Slack walks you through the basics of creating a channel and posting your first message. After that, we suggest you explore the Settings and Admin menu, where you can customize the workspace to fit your team's needs. Here, you can manage who's in the workspace, set permissions, enforce sign-in requirements, and view analytics to stay on top of things. Plus, each person can adjust their own settings, from choosing a light or dark theme to customizing colors, arranging the sidebar, and deciding how messages appear. Initially, Slack's workspace page was a bit tricky to navigate. But after 2020, when the pandemic led to a surge in remote work, Slack revamped its user interface to make it smoother and easier for everyone. And they really deserve credit for it. The new design is clean and user-friendly. On the left side, you'll notice icons for home, DMs, activities, and more options. Just next to that, there's an organized area for all your channels and conversations. For accessibility, Slack includes options like sound alerts for new messages and voiceover for emoji reactions to ensure everyone can stay connected comfortably. The central part of the screen is where all the messaging happens. It keeps everything familiar and easy, just like any chat platform. Slack's main feature is chat. You have multiple ways to connect on Slack, but the core of it all is direct messaging and channel chats. Channels in Slack are virtual meeting spaces where team members can collaborate and share ideas in an organized, topic-specific way, whether that's for a project, team, or any purpose you choose. Public channels are open to everyone in the workspace. They are particularly perfect for team-wide announcements or discussions. They're also fully searchable, so anyone in the workspace can stay up to date. On the other hand, private channels are exclusive to invited members only, which makes them ideal for more sensitive conversations. If you're using Slack Connect with Slack's Enterprise Grid, you can set up channels that connect multiple workspaces within the organization. This feature is great for teams or departments that need to collaborate closely. Additionally, Slack Connect allows you to create shared channels that include members from other organizations, like partners, clients, or vendors, so everyone can communicate securely in their own Slack environment while staying fully in sync. Choosing simple, meaningful names for channels really helps teammates find their way and understand the purpose of each space. One of the typical struggles with Slack is the clutter of too many channels, which can make things harder to navigate. Putting thought into what channels should be there and why can help, as can setting guidelines around who has permission to create them, since by default, everyone can add new channels. Most Slack users know how easy it is to share documents and files within the platform. Just drag and drop a file right from your desktop into a direct message or channel to share it instantly. For even more convenience, you can connect a tool like Google Workspace that will let you collaborate on files without any hassle. That said, Slack itself doesn't have a built-in document collaboration feature. If you head over to the More section, you'll find a collection of all the files shared with you, plus the ones you've recently viewed. Free tier users get 5 GB of storage for their entire workspace, which isn't a ton, but it's still more than what some basic project management tools provide. If you're on the standard plan, you'll get 10 GB per user. Plus, plan users receive 20 gigabytes each, and enterprise plan users enjoy a massive 1 terabyte of storage per member. Business communication apps can be a nightmare to navigate when it comes to finding files you've sent or received in a public channel. Digging through a long thread of messages just to track down a document isn't efficient. Unlike many other platforms, though, Slack's search function makes this process easier. You can plug in multiple keywords and then filter by factors like direct messages, specific users, channel names, and even dates. There's also a way to exclude channels that might have repeated mentions of the keywords you're looking for. For instance, when you search for Sam, Slack will list the channels where you and Sam are both active and prioritize the one where you most often interact. It's these small but smart details that make Slack feel efficient, as well as saving you time. Slack's Huddles are basically their take on voice and video calls, but way more streamlined than what you get with Teams or Zoom. No more sharing links or phone numbers. You just click once and start talking. It feels just like walking over to a coworker's desk for a quick chat, which is exactly what you want when working remotely. They let you customize your look with different themes and backgrounds too. Anyone on your team can instantly jump in when they need to hash something out, and you can keep track of everything with threads and file sharing right there in the huddle. If you need to show something on your screen, that's no problem either. Share your screen for presentations or working through issues together. They've added captions, which is great, but they're English only, so international teams might struggle. Another downside is there's no way to save these calls for later viewing. Plus, if you're looking to get your whole company together, you might run into issues since Huddles max out at 50 people. The latest addition to Slack's toolkit is Canvas. It's actually a whiteboard that gives teams a collaborative workspace to pool their ideas. You can load it up with all sorts of content, documents, pictures, videos, you name it, plus add checklists to keep track of tasks. It's pretty flexible. Use it in your direct messages, channels, or as a standalone thing. One heads up though, unlike typical digital whiteboards, you can't sketch or use sticky notes. When you hit the slash key in Slack's message box, it brings up all the apps you've connected. Like, you can start a Google Hangouts call in seconds if you have that integration. Then there's stuff like Poly. Just type a slash, and you can create polls for your team to vote on right in the channel. In your workspace, you can make new Monday.com items, Trello cards, Miro boards, and Dropbox docs with just a slash command. It's super handy because you don't have to keep switching between apps. Everything just works inside Slack. Though honestly, the coolest part is making your own workflow automation with slash commands, which is what we'll cover next. One of the best things about Slack is how it plays nice with tons of other software. You've got over 2,600 different apps you can connect to it. Everything from analytics and marketing tools to HR software and project management stuff. Say you're a Zoom fan for your video calls, or you like keeping your files in Google Drive or Dropbox, no problem, you can hook all those up to Slack. The platform also comes with this really cool workflow builder that takes care of your repetitive tasks without you having to know any coding. Want to automatically welcome new team members? Set up approval chains? Create custom forms? It's all doable. You just jump in, pick what starts the workflow, give it a name, and that's it. From there, you can just drag in whatever actions you want, messages, forms, you name it. What's really cool is that the workflow builder works with other apps and surveys too, so you're not stuck with just Slack's basic features. So one of the functionalities that sets Slack apart is their feature for making dedicated client and partner spaces. It's very easy to pull in your team members whenever you need that extra collaboration. The nice thing about Slack Connect is how it keeps everything separate, but still lets you include important people as needed. For instance, having a direct channel with your designer can make it easy to explain what you wanted, and he could quickly show you his design concepts right there. Later, when you need animation work, he could just add their animator to your space. Having access to your previous conversations meant the animator could easily catch up on the project's background and deliver exactly what you needed. Just as simple as that. In case you need numbers, Slack's admin dashboard puts all your workspace data at your fingertips. You've got options to see what's happened in the last 30 days, the month before, or since you started using Slack. Just go to the overview page to see who's actually using Slack, both posting and reading in channels and DMs. Plus, you can track all those file uploads, whether they're coming from your team members or your automated systems. The Channel Analytics section lays out everything about your Slack channels: when they started, messaging activity, who's participating, who's lurking. Member Analytics gives you the scoop on everyone in your workspace, their contact details, how often they show up, and how much they contribute. Want to do your own number crunching? Export those channel and member reports as CSVs. However, you might hit some snags though. The reporting isn't very flexible, and the data isn't updated in real time. Pretty surprising for a platform like Slack, and it could leave admins hanging when they need quick insights. On Slack, every user, regardless of their plan, can set up their own profile. You've got space to add all the basics: what you do at work, how to say your name right, how to reach you, a picture of yourself, and what your role is. For companies using HR software, the admins can sync everything through SIM to keep profiles current, and they can choose to show things like pronouns and who reports to who. Looking at Slack's security setup, they've really thought of everything. All your info stays scrambled while it's being sent around, and they make logging in simple with single sign-on. There's that added security check with two-factor authentication, along with custom controls for what each person on your team can access. You can set it to log people out automatically after a while, and if needed, make everyone create new passwords. They also keep track of any suspicious activity, so you'll know if something's up. All versions maintain compliance with serious standards like GDPR, though it's worth noting that HIPAA compliance is still limited to their top-tier enterprise grid plan. It would be great if other plans could add this as an extra feature, similar to what some other platforms offer. So Slack's got everything you need to keep your team connected and working smoothly, from their free version all the way up to their premium offerings. The real charm is how it connects with basically any app you can think of. Plus, you can set up automated workflows to handle things like sending messages, managing checklists, and sharing files. As you're now well aware of how to get the best out of Slack, start using it right away. Thanks for watching. Share, and subscribe to get more videos like this.